To WMAR 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Kelly Swoop. People who live in Baltimore's Penn North neighborhood say the opioid epidemic has been ravaging that community for years. But a mass overdose event last week brought those problems back into the forefront. WMAR 2 News' Elizabeth Worthington has the latest on where the criminal investigation stands as police return to the scene for yet another overdose emergency.
Just over a week after a mass overdose in Baltimore, emergency responders returned to the Penn North neighborhood after receiving several 911 calls about another spate of overdoses.
We also have numerous officers working in the area and have been working in the area, attempting to locate who the buyers were, who the sellers were, and mainly who's bringing the drugs into the area.
Friday morning around 9 a.m., 7 people in this neighborhood were suffering from overdose-related symptoms. 5 were taken to the hospital in serious condition. 2 refused treatment. This comes just 8 days after 27 people were sent to the hospital in a mass overdose event in this same area.
At this point, the difference between this morning and last week, the call volume for us doesn't appear as concentrated as what it was last week. We are still working this area. There seems to be more of a radius style of calls that are happening in this area.
BPD is working to determine the source of the drugs when we find the people, not if, when we find the people responsible, they will be removed from the streets of Baltimore.
On Thursday, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, or NIST, released results of lab testing it performed on drug residue samples. It was widely reported that the results found a combination of substances already common in Maryland's illegal drug supply, including fentanyl, in addition to a new one, a benzo derivative with sedative properties. But later on Thursday, the federal agency seemed to walk back its initial claim that these samples were definitively tied to the overdoses on July 10th, saying in a statement to WMAR 2 News, quote, NIST's role does not include establishing a connection between the samples it receives and any particular incident. BPD also put out a statement saying they, quote, cannot independently verify the origin, time, or circumstances under which these particular samples were collected or sourced. BPD's crime lab did their own testing, and their results were slightly different from NIST's. But Mayor Scott said they won't release those results publicly right now.
We have to make sure that we hold those people responsible, and we will release information as we can, but we will do nothing that will maybe disrupt or interrupt that investigation.
Commissioner Worley says the police are going to be treating the 2 overdose incidents as separate investigations until or unless they can prove that they're related. In Baltimore, Elizabeth Worthington, WMAR 2 News.